It is November 13th, 2024. Whoosh. Yes, I don't know why I do that, but whatever. It's become a thing. All is well, folks. Everything is just hunky-dory. We're back. Everything is good. Happy days are here again. The left is ridden off into the horizon with its tail tucked between its legs and just ready to go away forever and never to bother anyone again. America is totally normal again, and money is all right, and the wars are going to all end, and everything is just going to be absolutely wonderful. Everything is back. We are back. You don't have to worry. You don't have to prep anymore. You don't got to do anything. You just live your lives and just sleep. Sleep, my child. You know, I mean, just sit back. We're chilling. Everything is good. Everything is awesome. You are awesome. You're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Nothing to worry about. Nothing on the horizon. Everything is just fine. Oh, wait, actually. Yeah, there's stuff on the horizon. So I'm noticing a real sense of people who are just like, yeah, we're good. Everything's fine. Well, yes and no. I'm always leery of things that come too easy. And this whole thing has just been a little too easy for me, if I may. If I may. A little too easy, a little too much of a smooth sailing kind of thing has happened over the last week plus, over the last 8 days. So I don't trust it. And we're going to go through it, and I'm going to kind of tell you why, especially at the end of this broadcast. So what I've got is from another group that does intel. So I'm not going to out them or say directly what they're saying verbatim, but I'm going to go through it and just kind of summarize it. And if you think for any stretch of your imagination that the people that were in control and honestly for a moment there looked like they weren't ever going to give it up, if you think they're gone, if you think that everything is back and all is well, everything is fixed, well, you might want to check yourself, because there's still a lot of potential things out there. We're going to tell you all about it tonight in the crisis report. We're going to be realists. We're realists here. We don't stop. We don't let our guard down. We fight on, and we take the wins when we get them, but we always prepare for the worst. So let's get you through the information and all that. Trump has got a lot more picks coming on, and some people are saying there's going to be peace deals done, but same time there's also a lot of questions, and there's a lot of things that are kind of pointing to the fact that peace deals aren't as easy to come by as some people would think. So we're going to cover it all. Most comprehensive news on YouTube. If you like what we're doing here, why don't you join like Bad Bobber and become a member here, or JFlow. Just a couple bucks a month. It keeps me bringing out the intel. Enjoy this week. Enjoy this. I was sending my parents videos of people, sitting there screaming into their video cameras and everything else. Enjoy this week, because I can assure you, this is about as good as it's going to get. And things are going to get... Just stay frosty. I'll just put it that way. Okay? All right, 4 minutes in. Let's get started with your intel. You got enough kids in the room. Thanks for joining us here. You got links in the description. Join us as a member if you like. Join us as a subscriber if you like. Darken that bell and come and get all the information we put out here. I can assure you, as I've said before, there isn't a channel I can know of out there that is putting out the amount of information we do in this amount of time frame, about 30 to 45 minutes. So let's get going. Pentagon confirmed Houthi attack on the American missile destroyers USS Spronce USS Stockdale in the Red Sea. It is noted that the vessel was passing through the Bab al-Mandab Strait for the strikes. Houthis used at least 8 drones, 5 ballistic missiles, and 3 cruise missiles. Pentagon Press Secretary Patrick Ryder claims that the ship was not damaged. The Houthis will also attack the American aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea. The American side did not confirm this. U.S. hits Iran-backed groups in Syria. North Korea deployment in Ukraine. Fight demands firm response, according to Blinken. China announced tax policies to boost property markets, according to their state media. Well, tax policies to boost the property market, why would that? I thought China was doing just fine. I thought everything was just hunky-dory and okay. Actually, no, it's not. China is sitting on a mega diarrhea turd that is called their housing market, and it is really, really, really starting to crap the bed. Guardian says it will no longer post on X Twitter because of, air quotes, far-right conspiracy theories and rate-a-dit-a-dit-ums. So, yeah, do you have any proof of that, or we got to go? I mean, honestly, all of them go away. Go and make another platform. If you are so unwelcome there, you don't like it, go make your own platform and make it perfect. And see if people come. They probably won't. Elon Musk is going to join the Trump in D.C. for his meeting with the House Republican Conference. CIA official has been charged with disclosing classified documents that appeared to show Israel's plans to retaliate against Iran for a missile attack earlier this year, according to court documents and people familiar with the matter. Bitcoin has hit $90,000 for the first time ever. Trump raises the possibility of a third term in the White House. I'm sure that's got some butts clenched. It's official. Office of Melania Trump says Mrs. Trump will not be attending today's meeting at the White House. Israel won't take foot off the pedal in the war with Hezbollah, according to Defense Minister. Dan Scavino is returning to the White House as an assistant to President Trump and Deputy Chief of Staff. Here's some new Trump picks. They'll have the running list going on all day or all night. Here's just a few of them. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy in DOGE, or Department of Government Efficiency. Pete Hegseth, Fox News host and Army veteran, will be Secretary of Defense. John Ratcliffe will be the former director of national intelligence, will lead the CIA, and Stephen Witkoff will be a special envoy to the United States, or to the Middle East. Kristi Noem is going to be Trump's pick for Secretary of Department of Homeland Security. Proposed a bill to penalize criticism of Israel entitled Ensuring the Security of God's Chosen People. In her statement, Noem reflected on her upbringing, where she was taught to pray for Israel and recognize Jews as God's chosen people. Tehran is developing pharmaceutical-based agents, or PBAs, targeting the central nervous system as part of its chemical weapons program, according to CTC West Point. U.S. officials report Iran has violated the Chemical Weapons Convention since 2005, with narcotics research aimed at incapacitating victims. CTC, citing Iranian journalists, links PBAs to school poisoning cases in Iran. While Iran claims its research supports lawful crowd control, the OPCW has criticized these dual-use developments. Purge is coming. Donald Trump is considering a draft executive order that would establish a warrior board aimed at reviewing and potentially purging 3- and 4-star generals from the U.S. military. Trump wants his generals not any woke generals, according to the Wall Street Journal. Ukrainian assassination. Car bombing killed Russian Captain First Rank Valery T., Chief of Staff of the 41st Brigade of Missile Ships and Boats, the Black Sea Fleet in Sevastopol today. Explosive device reportedly attached under the driver's side was detonated remotely. NATO's highest military officer, Rob Bauer, says, "I am absolutely sure that if the Russians did not have nuclear weapons, we would have been in Ukraine and kicking them out. We would have done it But they have nuclear weapons, so it's not the same as Afghanistan. Good to know. CIA official Asif W. Rahman was arrested in Cambodia by the FBI for allegedly leaking classified documents detailing Israel's retaliation plans against Iran. Rahman, who held top secret security clearance, was taken to a federal court in Guam to face charges related to the unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information. Yemen's Houthis forces have escalated attacks in the Red Sea, severely impacting global trade and regional stability. From October 2023 to October 2024, over 130 incidents targeted commercial and military vessels with missiles, drones, explosive-laden vehicles. Many vessels are now rerouting around Africa, adding up to 14 days of transit and increased costs. Insurance rates for Red Sea routes have spiked 190%. Suez Canal revenues have halved, and Saudi ports have seen traffic declines of up to 90%. Estimated $1 trillion in disrupted trade. President-elect Donald Trump is expected to appoint a senior peace envoy to lead negotiations aimed at ending the war between Ukraine and Russia. Sources indicate that the appointee will hold significant credibility, tasked with finding a resolution in line with Trump's campaign promise to mediate the conflict. Houthi attacks on the Red Sea shipping began on October 19, 2023, initially targeting Israel with missiles and drones, before focusing on commercial vessels. Since then, over 132 attacks have been reported. Most attacks are concentrated along Yemen's southern coast, particularly from Hof to the Gulf of Aden and near key choke points like the Bab el-Mandab Strait. A briefing prepared for Ukraine's Ministry of Defense suggests Ukraine could develop a basic nuclear bomb within months if U.S. military support is withdrawn. Using plutonium extracted from spent nuclear reactor fuel, Ukraine could potentially construct a weapon similar in design to the Fat Man bomb dropped on Nagasaki in 1945. According to Alexei Yitchak of Ukraine's National Institute for Strategic Studies, Ukraine has enough reactor plutonium to make hundreds of low-yield warheads capable of targeting military bases or infrastructure. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee this morning in an interview to Israeli radio station had a question: is there a chance of declaring Israel's sovereignty in Judea and Samaria during Trump's term? To which he said, certainly. A short time ago, the IDF spokesman in Arabic published 6 more evacuation notices for buildings in the neighborhoods of Harat Harik and Al-Biri in the Dakhya district. For those of you wondering why Israel is attacking buildings in Beirut, know that these are not innocent residential structures. Beneath them lie storage facilities for advanced weapons. We ask residents to evacuate first, and then we destroy the facilities. The secondary explosives serve as evidence of the significant amount of weaponry stored there. Turkish President Erdogan says we severed relations with Israel. IDF has now begun to attack again the Dakhya district of Beirut. Sources in Iran to Sky News Arabia says Iran will put on hold its plans to attack Israel until the start of negotiations with Trump. Excuse me. Other things have contradicted that, but we're going to give you everything. CIA official has been charged with disclosing classified documents that appeared to show Israel's plans to retaliate against Iran for a missile attack earlier this year, according to court documents and people familiar with the matter. Official Asif W. Rahman was indicted last week in federal court in Virginia with 2 counts of willful retention and transmission of national defense information. He was arrested by the FBI on Tuesday in Cambodia and brought to federal court in Guam to face charges. IDF spokesman says following the warnings that were activated a short time ago in several areas in the center of the country and the central area, about 5 launches were detected that crossed from Lebanon. Some of them were intercepted by the Air Force. Crashes were detected. IDF began to advance north to a second line of villages in southern Lebanon. Division 36 is advancing north beyond the initial line of the 3 to 4 kilometer already occupied, and many villages in it have been destroyed. Senate Minority Whip John Thune, South Dakota, will be the new Republican Senate leader and the majority leader of the upper chamber in the new Congress. In January, he will succeed Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican Kentucky, who is the longest-serving party leader in Senate history. You know, I remember when I was put into the Senate back when Kentucky was a small state. And yes, we'll miss you, Mr. Mitch. No, we won't. According to United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Israel has achieved the goals it set for the war, which were destroying Hamas's and Hezbollah's capabilities, and now this war should end. Hezbollah announces for the first time they attacked the Kiryat, this is in Tel Aviv, which serves as the headquarters of Israel's war ministry and the IDF general staff, using one-way drones. They're attacking the Department of Defense, essentially. So, thinking that this thing is over, going to be just kind of lightly let the air out of it. You're wrong. This is going to keep raging on. Number of Israeli soldiers killed in southern Lebanon after a building collapse has risen to 10, and evacuation operations are still ongoing. The reaction of Chief of Staff of Herzi Halevi when the new Minister of War says that we, Israel, will not rest until we disarm Hezbollah. Let's just say there was a little bit of a rolling of the eyes. Ukraine will continue the grave mobilization in 2025 in order to hold the defense and fulfill the goals and objectives specified in the military strategy. That is according to Umarov. John Thune is going to become Senate Majority Leader. Joe administration has informed Donald Trump's team that the greatest national security threats come from China, Russia, and Iran. Trump has chosen former Democrat Congresswoman and 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard to serve as Director of the National Intelligence, or DNI. Matt Gaetz has been appointed the Attorney General of the United States by Donald Trump. That is making some people download into their shorts. We'll see where it goes, but solid pick there. FBI seized phones and electronic devices of the Polymarket CEO after the betting platform predicted a Trump win, and we can't do that now. Pennsylvania launches a recount of Senate race between Dave McCormick and Bob Casey. Kash Patel confirmed as FBI director. Trump team is reportedly discussing a plan to adjourn both House of Congress under Article 2 and Section 3 of the Constitution, and then recess, appoint cabinet members. A lot of people are not unhappy with this, but, well, they can do it. First Lady joined Biden in greeting the President-elect Trump upon his arrival to the White House. She gave Mr. Trump a handwritten letter of congratulations for Mrs. Trump, which also expressed her team's readiness to assist with the transition, Press Secretary of the First Lady has stated. Official account of Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, has been launched on X. Do that right? Hold on. Yep. Okay, sorry. I got tripped up and missed one. Trump's team is drawing up a list of Pentagon officers to fire. Good. So here's the administration so far. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Attorney General Matt Gaetz, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, and EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. But wait, there's more. Ambassador to the United Nations Elise Stefanik, White House Counsel Bill McGinley, Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino, Border Czar Tom Homan, Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee. Government Efficiency Advisors will be Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Middle East Envoy will be Steve Witkoff. And Dan Scavino, Stephen Miller, James Blair, and Taylor Budovich will all take senior staff roles in the White House. Israel prepares Lebanon ceasefire plan as a gift to Trump, officials they say. And on X, it is linked if you need any of this when you join up for the Subscribestar. Substack. You get this. And then from there you can copy paste it, put it in, or figure it out. But this has all of the transcript that you're hearing tonight. Polymarket CEO, after the FBI raided, he says it's discouraging that the current administration would seek a last-ditch effort to go after companies they deem to be associated with political opponents. We are deeply committed to being nonpartisan, and today is no different. But the incumbents should do some self-reflecting and recognize that taking a more pro-business, pro-startup approach, and maybe what would have changed their fate this election. Day before the football match between the Israelis and French national team in Paris, city is a incomplete chaos. Guess which flags are leading from the chaos? Are they green and black and white with a little bit of red? Well, yes, they are. Day before the football match between Israel, well, we got that one, sorry. Trump's new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, he said China's hypersonic missiles can destroy the United States aircraft carriers in 20 minutes. China is building an army specifically dedicated to destroying the United States. In every war game conducted by the Pentagon, the U.S. loses to China. Yeah. So let that one sink in. U.S. CENTCOM says it launched precision airstrikes against Houthis' weapons storage facilities in Yemen involving United States Air Force and Navy assets like the F-35C. For Ukraine, security, not territory, is the main condition for future negotiations, reports the New York Times, citing a senior Ukrainian official. Trump may expedite the truce process with guarantees against renewed Russian aggression and a critical requirement for a new settlement. While the territorial issue is important, it remains secondary. The width of the demilitarized zone will also be a key factor. United States Navy USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72 aircraft carrier has been attacked with cruise missiles from Yemen in the Arabian Sea after U.S. strikes on the Houthis. Footage of intensive missile attacks on U.S. naval assets in the Red Sea results in the withdrawal of U.S. aircraft carriers from the region. Hezbollah is heading towards a very long war of attrition and is capable of doing so, according to this guy. Health officials in Hawaii have detected H5 bird flu in wastewater in Oahu Island. State officials are investigating the source of the positive test in Hawaii, the only U.S. state without any confirmed outbreaks in birds or animals. Either there's an undetected outbreak in animals or there's someone walking around infected. Not likely to be birds since no case has been detected and there would not be a lot of infected birds to give, a positive wastewater sample. So, if Russia didn't have nuclear weapons, we would have already been in Ukraine and kicked it out. Your attention is drawn to the sincere, wet dreams of the chairman of the NATO Military Committee, Mr. Rob Bauer. During the North Atlantic Alliance Summit, this is how the officer answered the question of why European and American soldiers are not officially in Ukraine. Financial Times, Ukraine plans to call up 160,000 troops in the next 4 months. According to the platform publication, if it manages to recruit this number of people, it will be possible to fill up half of the personnel shortages. Article states that by December, the front line may shift 30 to 35 kilometers to the west from its current position, and the Ukrainian armed forces are ready to retreat from Kharkov, but there is no order from above yet. Sharing part of an email I received from Forward Observer. This is from one of my friends. I'm not going to give you everything. Forward Observer is a fantastic website. The guys do excellent intel. They're Army intelligence. But I'm going to summarize this because this is key. And a lot of people aren't really understanding that you're kind of in the eye of the storm. That's the way I see it. You have things that we have gotten through, but now we're in a little bit of a calm time, and on the back end, winds are going to start kicking up again. So, by the way, I got 100 and almost 50 here, and I only got 54 likes. If you guys could click that smash like button or whatever as you're listening, that'd be fantastic. It does help the algorithm, and we need everything we can get here. All right, so here we go. This is a briefing today, 13th November 2024. Let's see. 200 organizations came together for basically a mass wake-up call for after the whole thing that happened last week on Tuesday. Kevin Grip, thank you so much for gifting those memberships. They discuss a way forward for all the leftists, for the political left, and again, if you think that they're just going to go into that dark night, you're wrong. So 140,000 viewers joined this Zoom call. Organizers stress a multiplicity of things, multiracial, multilingual workers to move out and go against Team Trump. Service Employees International Union, SEIU, is one of the big ones. They called for a recommitment to organize workplaces and create new rules and standards to expand union power. Becky Pringle is the National Education Association president. She vowed basically their support in ways we didn't before, like reaching out to parents and families to mobilize support for, honestly, resistance. So, Move On director Rana Epting said they had been strategizing for over a year what would happen if Trump got back in, adding that they plan to leverage political backlash during his first 100 days. Now, this is why this whole get rid of everyone that came over the border thing needs to be done in a very smooth way, as smooth as you can possibly do it. And the reason why is because my fear is they're going to do it. It's going to be clunky. It's going to have a lot of bad optics, and it is going to create a political whirlwind that the left will capitalize on. In 2026, the Republicans will lose the House. So, Pramila Jayapal, she is the Democrat representative from Washington, who is basically almost a communist. She called a stress to need for unity and avoid finger pointing. Basically, don't recognize any of their mistakes and why a multiplicity of people decided to drop the Democrats like a bad habit because their policies suck, for lack of a better way of putting it. She said, don't finger point. Just let that all go. Okay? Co-founder Lee Greenberg of the group Invisible said they're expecting an overreach of authority by Team Trump, and they want to build a bigger coalition to go against him. And Representative Jamie Raskin of Maryland, my local POS, said he discussed the drop in support for incumbent leaders around the world and said he wanted to use lawfare and more of the old tools in their toolbox, voter identification, election integrity initiatives, and basically taking them to court as much as they possibly can. They called for an interlocking set of strategic approaches referred to as 4B. And those B's are block, protect communities, democratic functions, and civil institutions from the policies of Team MAGA, rebuild, fortify a majoritarian pro-democracy coalition. They want to break the pillars of support for MAGA and the Trump administration, okay, whatever that looks like. They want to bridge and offer parts of the movement that are kind of the low-hanging fruit, not so much into it, for them to join this pro-democracy coalition. Now, again, I don't understand what is not democratic about a plurality of people saying, your policies suck, we're going to go with the other team, but evidently this genuine democracy thing is going to keep going on. I was honestly hoping to God it was done, but I guess not. Build political social power to deliver this transformative change into 2028. They're already thinking about it. So, why does all this matters? They see that the Republicans have sweeping political power right now. They've got the House, Senate, Supreme Court, and, of course, the presidency. They want to divide the movement, okay? They want to do pressure campaigns against key members and policies of this administration, go against some of the people like the Murkowskis and the Collins of the world that are on the Republican side but are easily swayed to go in the Democrat side of things. They want to manipulate dissension. They want to amplify accusations and say that everything that's going on is chaos and it's all dysfunctional. So they're going to try and be as crazy as possible with all that. Trump, of course, is trying to correct his former mistakes, but they're going to still go at him the way they always have. It's what they do. It's what they're good at it. And basically manipulate anything, like, say, the chaos of trying to remove millions and millions of people in an orderly fashion and turn it towards political wins that gets them more of a mandate on the, popular sovereignty front. They want to do dozens of mass political and social groups coming out together behind the 4B strategy and use legal tools, social tools, and political tools to get her done. So, yeah. So that's their plan. Same as it ever was. It's nothing new, but they're good at it. So they're going to probably chill out for a little bit, but that first 100 days, you mark my words, the media is still squarely in the camp of the Democrats. They see that nothing has gone wrong, and they just see 2024 as a blip, an anomaly, that just people made a bad mistake because they got swooned away from the democracy side of things, okay? And more problems are going to come because things like this. Antony Blinken, Secretary of State, said, Joe administration will push every dollar we have to our disposal to Ukraine before Trump gets in. Senate Democrats confirmed Judge April Perry to the Federal Northern District of Illinois trial court in a 51-44 vote yesterday. This is an indicator that Senate Democrats will focus on filling federal court vacancies rather than pressuring Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor to retire. And give Joe a Supreme Court pick. Sotomayor has said she will not resign. So, I ask you, is everything better? Are we all good? You know, do we need to worry or just kind of go along and let the wins rack up? I can assure you, you don't want to rest on your laurels. You want to keep prepping. You want to keep doing the things. This is a false sense of calm. And from here, it could get rough. It could. There's a lot of people saying that 2025 is going to bring a major recession. There are a lot of people who think that 2025 is going to bring possibly a conflict on a global scale. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So I would say stay nimble. And join us here every night. Crisis Report. Most comprehensive news on YouTube, where we lay it all down and get this whole Substack thing so you can get a whole transcript of everything. And of course, we are all brought here by you, by your support, by people like Bad Bobber and more. So I really, really appreciate you. And I hope that you guys will keep coming back. So God bless. And do the whole stack, stock, sticking, and the plan and all that. And we will see you on the next one. I want to see what this message is. Hold on real quick, folks. European... Oh, some dude speaking another. Okay. Anyway. All right, friends. Thanks, Nose Picking. Thanks, Mama Sita. Be good to my mods. They're great. They're here all night. I go late, so they're here up late, and I appreciate y'all. But we'll see you on the next one. J-Flow, thanks for your support. All y'all, we appreciate you, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.